once stood behind a coffee bar for 45 minutes, and not a single customer walked in.
45 minutes? What did you do?
I reorganized the sugar packets by color.
By color?
3 times. White, brown, pink, then back to white again, just to feel something.
That is both very sad and very understandable.
And then I wiped the same counter spot for the 4th time, because it was either that or just stare at the door and beg someone to come in with my eyes.
Did it work?
The staring? No. The counter was very clean, though.
So today we are talking about something that every barista knows, but nobody really talks about.
The slow day, the quiet shift, the hours where time feels like it's stopped completely and you are just standing there in an apron, wondering where all the people went.
And we're going to walk through an entire slow day at a coffee shop from the very beginning to the very end.
Through the eyes of someone who has lived it many, many times.
Welcome to Mr. English Podcast.
Your warm, friendly, and very real place to practice easy English every single day.
I am James.
And I'm Emma. And today we're taking you inside a real coffee shop on a very quiet day.
So if you are a beginner English learner, you are in the right place. We use simple words, real stories, and real conversations.
And if this episode makes you want a coffee, we completely understand.
Go make one. We'll wait.
Okay, please subscribe to Mr. English Podcast before you go. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
And share this episode with a friend who loves coffee, or works in a cafe, or just needs easy English practice today.
Okay, let us start at the very beginning of the day.
So Emma, you worked as a barista for a few years, right?
Yes, 3 years at a small coffee shop. Not a big chain, a small neighborhood place with maybe 8 tables and a very loud espresso machine.
I love small coffee shops.
Everyone loves small coffee shops until they have to work in one on a Tuesday in January with 0 customers.
Fair point. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. What time does a barista day usually begin?
So at my shop, my shift started at 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning.
That is very early.
It's before the sun has fully decided to come out. It's before most birds are awake. It's extremely early.
And what do you do when you first arrive?
Okay, so the first hour is called the opening, and this is actually my favorite part of the whole day, even on a slow day.
Why?
Because the cafe is completely quiet and clean and empty, and you have it all to yourself. You walk in, you turn on the lights, and for a moment it feels like your own little world.
That sounds actually really nice.
It is. And then you get to work immediately because there's a lot to do before the first customer walks in.
Like what? What does opening a coffee shop actually involve?
Okay, so first you turn on all the machines. The espresso machine takes time to warm up. It's not instant. You turn it on and then you wait for it to reach the right temperature.
Like warming up a car.
Exactly like warming up a car. Then you check all your ingredients. Do you have enough milk, enough coffee beans, enough syrups? You check everything and write down what's low.
So you're like a detective in an apron.
Yes, a very caffeinated detective. Then you set up the station. Every barista has a way they like their station arranged. The cups here, the lids there, the spoons in exactly the right spot.
You have a system.
You always have a system, because when it gets busy and someone is asking for 5 different drinks at once, your hands need to know where everything is without your brain having to think about it.
So the setup in the morning is preparing for the rush later.
Yes, you're setting yourself up to succeed. Even if it's a slow day, you still set up the same way, because you never know.
Okay, so the opening is done. The machines are warm. Everything is in place. What happens next?
The first customer of the day.
And what is that like?
There's something special about the first customer. They're usually a regular, someone who comes every single day at the same time.
Like clockwork.
Like clockwork. At my shop, we had a man named Gerald. Every morning at 6:45, Gerald walked in. Same coat, same newspaper under his arm, same order.
What did he order?
A medium drip coffee, black, no sugar. Every single day.
Simple man.
Very simple man. And Gerald never said he loved it. But one day he came in and I hadn't started pouring yet because I was doing something else. And he looked at the empty counter and then looked at me.
What did you do?
I said, "Sorry, Gerald, 30 seconds." And he just nodded very slowly, like a disappointed professor.
Gerald had standards.
Gerald had very high standards for a man who only ordered black coffee.
Okay, so Gerald comes in, the morning starts. What does the first couple of hours look like?
The morning rush. And this is the opposite of a slow day. This is the reason you did all that setup.
Tell me about the rush.
From about 7 to 9 in the morning, everyone is going to work. They all want coffee. They all want it fast. They all have exactly enough time to get a coffee before their bus or their train or their meeting.
So they're all a little stressed.
Some of them are very stressed, and your job is to be completely calm even when 6 people are waiting and someone just changed their order and the milk steamer is making a strange noise.
How do you stay calm in that situation?
You breathe. You focus on the one drink in front of you, not all 6, just the one.
One at a time.
One at a time, because if you start thinking about all 6 drinks at once, you panic, and panic makes you slow and sloppy.
Sloppy means messy and careless.
Yes, and nobody wants a sloppy latte, so you train yourself to zoom in. This drink, this person, this moment.
That is actually good life advice.
A lot of barista lessons are secretly life lessons.
Write that down. Okay, so the morning rush ends. What happens then?
Then the slow part begins.
Describe it.
So usually around 9:30 or 10 in the morning, the rush stops very suddenly. It is like a tap being turned off. One moment there are 6 people, then there are 2, then there is 1, then there is nobody.
And what does that feel like?
Honestly, the first few minutes feel great. You breathe, your shoulders go down from around your ears back to their normal position. You drink a little water. You think, okay, I survived.
A small victory.
A small victory. And then about 15 minutes later, you start looking at the door because nobody is coming in.
And the clock?
The clock becomes your enemy. Have you ever noticed the time moves faster when you're busy and slower when you are bored?
Yes, absolutely.
On a slow day at a coffee shop, 10 minutes feels like 45 minutes. I'm completely serious.
So what do you actually do during the slow hours? What does a professional barista do when there are no customers?
Okay, this is the important part because you have 2 choices on a slow day.
What are the 2 choices?
Choice 1, you stand there feeling sorry for yourself and watching the door and feeling bored and a little useless, and the shift feels endless.
That sounds terrible.
It is terrible, and it makes the time go even slower. Choice 2, you use the time.
Use it how?
Everything in a coffee shop that you cannot do during a rush, you do now. So, for example, you deep clean the espresso machine.
What does deep clean mean?
It means you clean the parts that you normally only wipe quickly. You take things apart, you clean inside them, you put them back together properly. It takes time and attention.
And why does this matter?
Because a clean machine makes better coffee. It's that simple. The coffee you make at 4 in the afternoon is better because you cleaned the machine at 11 in the morning.
So the slow time is actually serving the customer who comes in later.
Exactly. And this was something my manager told me on my very first slow day when I was standing there looking lost and a little sorry for myself.
What did your manager say?
She came over and she said, "Emma, slow time is prep time." That's all she said. And then she walked away.
Simple but powerful.
I thought about it for a second, and then I understood. When there are no customers, you prepare for the customers who are coming.
And that completely changes how you see the slow period.
Completely. It's not wasted time, it's preparation time.
Okay, so what else do you do during slow time besides deep cleaning?
You restock everything. So during the rush, you use a lot of cups, a lot of lids, a lot of napkins, a lot of everything. During the slow period, you bring everything back up to full.
Restock means to fill something back up.
Yes, you check every container, every shelf, every drawer. You want everything to be at full capacity before the next rush.
So you're always thinking one step ahead.
A good barista is always thinking one step ahead. What is running low? What will I need in an hour? What can I prepare now so that later is easier?
That's a professional mindset.
It really is. And you also use slow time to practice.
Practice what?
Drink recipes you're not confident about. Latte art if your shop does that. New menu items.
Wait, you practice on imaginary customers?
Not imaginary customers, but you make the drink for yourself or for a colleague or just to practice the technique. Some baristas practice their milk steaming every single slow period.
Because getting the milk texture right is important?
The milk texture is everything in a latte or a cappuccino. If the milk is wrong, the drink is wrong. And the only way to get better is to practice it again and again.
So a slow day is secretly a training day.
If you choose to see it that way, yes, and that choice matters a lot.
Explain that more.
So, two baristas can have the exact same slow day, same number of customers, same empty hours. But one barista goes home feeling frustrated and useless and tired in a bad way, and the other barista goes home feeling like they actually accomplished something.
And the difference is the mindset.
The mindset and the choices they made during those quiet hours.
Okay, so the slow day doesn't change. Your response to it changes.
That's the whole thing right there.
Okay, let's talk about the low sales period specifically, because I think this is where it gets interesting professionally.
Yes, the low sales period is real, and it affects how the business works.
So from a business point of view, a slow period means less money coming in.
Yes, and for a small coffee shop, this matters a lot. A big chain can absorb a slow day. A small neighborhood shop cannot as easily.
So the barista is aware of this pressure.
A good barista is very aware of it, and you start to think about what you can do to help.
What can a barista actually do to help sales during a slow period?
A few things. First, you look at the cafe from the customer's point of view. Does it look inviting from outside? Is the chalkboard sign up to date and easy to read? Are the tables clean and arranged nicely?
So you become a little bit of a shop designer.
A very basic shop designer, but yes, because sometimes people walk past and they look in the window and decide in 3 seconds whether to come in.
3 seconds.
3 seconds. And a messy window or a dark-looking interior can make them keep walking. But a warm light, a clean counter, a nice chalkboard can pull them in.
So the appearance of the shop during slow time is actually a sales tool.
Yes, you're not just waiting for customers, you're making the space attractive enough to invite customers.
What else?
You also think about the experience inside. So if someone does come in during a slow period, they get 100% of your attention. You're not rushed, you're not distracted, you can talk to them properly.
So the slow period actually gives you the chance to be a better host.
Much better. During the rush, you can barely look up from the machine. During a slow period, you can ask someone how their day is going and actually mean it and actually wait for the answer.
And that builds loyalty.
That one conversation can turn a new customer into a regular, and a regular is the foundation of any small coffee shop.
So every customer who comes in during a slow period is actually more valuable in a way?
In a way, yes, because you have the time to make them feel genuinely welcome. And people remember how a place made them feel.
Not just the coffee.
Not just the coffee. The feeling stays longer than the taste.
Wow, that is really beautifully said.
Thank you. I have had a lot of time to think during slow periods.
All those quiet hours paying off. Okay, let us talk about the afternoon now, because in my experience, afternoon in a coffee shop has its own energy.
The afternoon is interesting. Usually there's a small second wave around 2 or 3.
The after-lunch crowd?
Yes, or the people who need a coffee to get through the second half of their workday. And this wave is calmer than the morning rush. People are less stressed, they have more time.
They're not running for a train.
No, they're not sprinting anywhere. They might actually sit down. They might order a pastry with their coffee. They might stay for 30 minutes.
And as a barista, what does that shift in energy feel like?
It's nicer in some ways. You have real interactions. Someone might ask you what you recommend, or they might ask about a drink they've never tried before.
And this is where your product knowledge matters.
Yes, a good barista knows the menu completely, not just how to make every drink, but how to explain it simply.
Give me an example.
Okay, so someone comes in and says they usually drink regular coffee, but they want to try something different. What do you say?
I would probably say, try an espresso?
That might be a bit of a jump for them. A regular coffee drinker who wants something different but not too different, I might say try a flat white. It's smooth, not too strong, with a nice creamy texture.
Simple words, clear description.
Yes, I'm not using fancy coffee words that nobody outside a coffee shop understands. I'm describing the experience.
And what's that skill called?
It's called making a recommendation, and it's one of the most valuable things a barista can do because it builds trust. The customer feels guided, not just sold to.
There's a big difference between those two things.
Huge difference. If someone asks what's good and you say everything is good, that's not helpful. If you say, for you specifically, based on what you like, I would suggest this, that's guidance.
And guidance makes the customer feel like you listened.
Exactly. And feeling heard is a big part of the cafe experience.
Okay, let's jump to the late afternoon because I feel like this is where the day starts to wind down in an interesting way.
Yes, the late afternoon has a specific feel. Around 4 or 4:30, things get quiet again. This is the second slow period of the day.
And is this harder or easier than the morning slow period?
Different. In the morning slow period, you have a lot of energy and a full list of prep tasks to do. In the late afternoon slow period, you're tired from the day. Your feet hurt, your back is a little stiff, and you still have an hour or two before closing.
So the tiredness makes the slowness feel heavier.
Yes, and this is honestly when I think character shows, because it's easy to do a good job when you're fresh and motivated. It's harder when you're tired.
But the customer walking in at 4:45 doesn't know you've been there since 6.
They don't know, and they shouldn't have to care. They deserve the same quality and the same warmth as the person who came in at 8 in the morning.
And maintaining that standard when you're tired is the real professional test.
It really is. And the way I got through it was very simple. I would give myself a small reset.
What does a reset look like for a barista?
I would go to the back for 3 minutes, I would drink a full glass of cold water, I would roll my shoulders back, and I would remind myself, this is the last stretch. Finish strong.
Finish strong. I like that.
Because ending well matters. Your last customer of the day deserves your best, not your leftover energy.
And finishing strong also affects how you feel when you go home.
So much. If you let the last hour drag and you phone it in, you go home feeling flat and a bit defeated. If you stay engaged and finish properly, you go home feeling like you did your job well.
Even if it was a slow day.
Even if it was a very slow day, because you controlled what you could control.
Let's talk about closing, because I think most people have no idea how much work goes into closing a coffee shop.
Yes, people think you just turn off the lights and leave.
Is it not like that?
It is very much not like that. Closing takes at least an hour of real work.
Walk me through it.
Okay, so the machine work first. The espresso machine needs to be cleaned properly at the end of every day. This is not optional. If you don't clean it well tonight, tomorrow morning the coffee will taste bad.
So the closing clean is actually a gift to tomorrow's barista.
Yes, or to yourself if you're opening the next day, which I often was, so I was very motivated to clean it properly.
Self-interest is a great motivator.
Very great. Then you clean the milk frother, the steam wands, all the small parts. Then you wipe down every surface, the counter, the bar, the shelves.
Everything?
Everything. Then you restock for the next morning so that whoever opens has a good start.
So you're doing for tomorrow's opener what you hoped someone did for you.
Exactly. It's a small act of kindness to the next person, even if the next person is also you.
And then?
Then you count the sales. You check what sold well today and what didn't. On a slow day, the numbers will be lower and you make a note of it.
What do you do with that information?
You think about why. Was it the weather? A Tuesday tends to be slower than a Friday. Was there a local event that kept people away? Was something different about today?
So you are analyzing the day even at the end of it?
A good barista or a good cafe worker always reflects a little. Not in a heavy way, just a quick thought. What happened today? What can I do differently or better tomorrow?
And on a slow day, what is usually the conclusion?
Usually the conclusion is some days are just slow, and that is okay. Not every day will be busy. What matters is how you handled the quiet time.
Did you use it or did you waste it?
Exactly that. And then you turn off the lights, lock the door, and go home.
And how does a slow day feel when you are finally home?
Honestly, sometimes it feels better than a very busy day. Because on a busy day, you are exhausted in a chaotic way. Your mind is still running. You are replaying orders in your head.
On a slow day?
On a slow day, if you managed it well, there's a quieter kind of satisfaction. You kept the place running beautifully even when the world did not show up. You cleaned things that needed cleaning. You prepared for tomorrow. You did your job with integrity even when nobody was watching.
That is actually something to be proud of.
I think so. Showing up fully on a slow day is its own kind of professionalism.
Okay, Emma, I want to go back to something you said earlier. You said slow time is prep time. Your manager told you that.
Yes, on my very first slow day.
And I think that one sentence changed your whole relationship with slow days.
It completely did. Because before she said that, I saw slow time as dead time, empty time, time that was not going anywhere.
And after?
After, I saw it as an investment. I'm putting work in now that will pay off later. When the rush comes back, and it always comes back, I'll be ready.
The rush always comes back.
Always. Maybe not today, maybe not until tomorrow, but customers return. Business has rhythms like waves in the ocean.
Sometimes the wave is big.
Sometimes it is very big and you are just trying to keep your head above water. And sometimes the water is completely still, and both are part of the job.
And both require their own kind of skill.
Yes, handling the rush requires speed and calm under pressure. Handling the slow day requires patience and self-motivation.
Which one is harder?
Honestly, the slow day. Because in a rush, the urgency pushes you forward. In a slow day, you have to push yourself.
And pushing yourself when nobody's asking you to is the real professional skill.
That is where character lives, not in the busy moments when everyone can see you working, in the quiet moments when you choose to keep working anyway.
Emma, that was genuinely profound.
I told you, a lot of time to think during slow periods.
Before we wrap up, I want to ask you one last thing. If you could give one piece of advice to someone starting their first barista job, what would it be?
Learn to love the slow day.
Not just survive it?
Not just survive it. Love it, or at least respect it, because it teaches you things the rush cannot teach you.
Like what?
Patience, attention to detail, how to work without someone watching you, how to find your own motivation when nobody is pushing you, how to see preparation as purpose, not as busy work.
And all of those things make you better at the rush, too.
Everything connects. The care you put into cleaning the machine during the slow hour shows up in the quality of the coffee during the busy hour. The thoughtfulness you showed one customer on a quiet Tuesday afternoon brings them back on a busy Saturday.
It all comes back around.
It all comes back around.
I really love this conversation, and I love how it ended up being about so much more than coffee.
Coffee is always more than coffee.
That's going on the chalkboard.
Okay, English learners, that's our episode for today. We hope this felt like a real, warm, interesting conversation in easy English.
Because that's exactly what we try to make every single time.
If this episode was useful or interesting or just enjoyable, please subscribe to Mr. English Podcast right now.
We are here for you every episode with real stories, real conversations, and real easy English.
And please share this episode with a friend, someone who loves coffee, someone who works in a cafe, or someone who just wants to practice their English listening today.
Sharing is the nicest thing you can do for this little podcast community we're building together.
And we genuinely want to hear from you. Leave us a comment. Have you ever worked in a cafe or a restaurant? What was your slowest day like?
Or just tell us, what do you order when you walk into a coffee shop? Are you a simple black coffee person, like Gerald, or are you a complicated 7-word order person?
No judgment here. We serve all types.
We really do.
Every single comment you leave helps us understand what you enjoy and what helps you learn, so please do not be shy.
Your words in English, even simple ones, even imperfect ones, are always welcome here.
Always. So until next time, remember this.
A slow day is not an empty day.
It is a preparation day.
A quiet day is not a wasted day.
It is a building day.
And the care you put in when nobody's watching is exactly what makes you someone worth watching.
See you in the next episode. Keep going, English learners. Every single episode you listen to is a step forward. We're proud of you.
Bye for now.